What's up YouTube, this is Joe from Zephyrwargames and I'm bringing to you guys a deck profile for Shinegreymon. So as you can see I'm doing this online, having them giant on the screen, and I don't exactly just want to show the whole profile in one big go. I kind of want to go through each of the individual card as I go, and then I'll show you the full. This is like one big profile at the end so you can see at the end. Yes, this is clearly me making you guys watch the video. But yes, jokes, all the jokes aside, but I kind of want to go through each individual card so you can perfectly see why I got each individual card in the deck. And yeah, this would be, as you can see, post bt21, as you can see through the Coromon. Yeah, oh, notification. But yes, so this is a future profile as bt21 is literally pre-released this weekend. So I hope you all guys have great fun at your bt21 pre-releases for probably like one of my most favorite sets as of yet. Because of huge biases. But yes, before I get into it, if you enjoy, give us a like and subscribe down below. Ding that notification bell, because if you enjoy person's content here on YouTube, you don't want to miss out on that content, and that notification bell helps prevent that. All of that is greatly appreciated, and we thank you guys so much for doing so. So, with all that's undone, let's get into this profile. So, as you can see, I am on digimoncardgame deck builder, as unfortunately my mate's website is not currently updated bt21. Joe, get yourself on there. Yes, so unfortunately his site's not updated, but yes, do go check out his website, digimontcg.com. Link is always in the video description, so you can go and check it out. It is free to sign up. You can make your own profiles on there, and he does try to keep it up to date as he possibly can, but balancing fun with life and work, you've got to try and do what you can. But yes, you can make your profiles on there, keep up to date on what stats, on how your decks are performing. You can post match results, notes, all of that good fun stuff. So if you're into competitive Digimon and really want to try and keep up to date with your decks to see how they're performing, Digimon Deck Stats is the place for you. So, with all that, let's get into the profile. So I'm a huge big fan of Shinegreymon. I've been a big fan of Shinegreymon since the first proper set of the Shinegreymon support, utilizing the markers as an actual physical attacker. And so I'm really excited for all this new support. I think it really does add a good amount to Shinegreymon, and in multiple different ways on how you can build it. So, starting off with the A's, I've gone for the bt21 Coromon. As I do like this as it's a preemptive draw before your attack actually connects. So as it's inherent is that when any of your yellow retain suspense, you just get to draw one. So when your markers does go for the swing, you can preemptively do the Coromon first to draw your card, hopefully drawing you into that last finishing combo piece or something to go for your next turn if needed, before all your official combos starts popping off. Obviously you can go for the red Coromon in bt14, which allows you to draw a card when the security gets removed. But I feel like that one is a lot later within your combos, so I think this being preemptively before your combo starts connecting makes it a bit more flexible in my eyes. For the rookies, we have 3 copies of the bt13 Agumon. This is the lets you main promote one of your markers as a 3k Digimon that can't Digivolve. This is perfect to pop up your scrambles, and at 3 copies I really want to see this as possible within either my trash or in my hand, so I can either get into my raising area or pop it out off a scramble so I can get that finishing both again. The inherent is that whenever your yellow returns suspense, you get to pop something 3000 DP or less. This can come up with your DP reductions, but it does really come up. You're mostly popping floodgates with this. We have the 3 copies of EX4 Agumon. If you have a red or yellow team, you get a memory at the start of main, and the inherent is that when any of the red or yellow team suspends, you get to draw a card. This is going along with the Coromon here, as more preemptive draws before your combo line finishes, so you can get those missing pieces when your marker starts attacking. We have 4 copies of the main searcher from bt12. Play reveal top 4, add a Digimon Greymon, its name, and a marker's name into your hand. Return the rest of the bomb. and a -2k reduction when any of your red or yellow tamer becomes suspended. This is again your main searcher, and you've got to pay us at 4 copies if you're playing a Shinegreymon build. And then lastly, we have 2 copies of the brand new bt21 Agumon, which lets you as a level 3 warp into your Shinegreymon, so long as either your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon in play, or you have 3 or more hero trait tamers with different names. You're not going to get the 3 hero trait tamers, so as long as your opponent has their big boy on build, this guy can warp into a Shinegreymon in hand for 4 memory. The inherent is just your turn plus 2k DP. So Shinegreymon now has some good in-archetype form of DP buff outside of the Tai Agumon. I am playing this at 2 copies as I feel like everything else is a bit more important. If you don't want to play this card at all, you can just go with Agumon X Antibody for more additional searching of your Greymon pieces. I've chosen to not go with the Agumon X as I'm playing Yellow Rookie, so I don't want to have that very rare but could come up scenario where he's the only rookie in my hand and I can't actually evolve him in the raising. Yeah, he's a non-play effect, but sometimes in a stat-based deck like this, you do need to start having something in the back safe so that you can actually promote it and start going off with your combos. That's it for rookies. We have 12 rookies. Going into the champions, we have 1 copy of the limited Greymon, Geogreymon from bt13 on Digimon. Look at your security stat, and then you may play a red or yellow tamer from among them, and if you do, you get to recover 1. The inherent is pop 3k DP Digimon whenever your tamer suspends. You're playing this at 1 because it is at 1. But yeah, it's just a nice way to get another way of tamers onto your field as opposed to relying on your bt12 Geogreymon down here. But before we get into him, we are playing 2 copies of the Geogreymon from EX4. If you have already a tamer played, gain a memory, and inherent, draw 1 if your ready unit tamer becomes suspended. Again, more memory gain, more drawing. It's just a nice little toolbox card I feel like to have in the deck for those players. And then we have the main player from bt12. If you don't have a Marcus in hand, you get to on field you get to play 1 from your hand without paying costs, and inherent -2k DP when the tamer gets suspended. It's just this is your primarily way to get tamers onto the field and actually insinuates your combo from just a rookie and 2 memory. You can do 3 checks on your opponent's security, which I'll explain it at the end of the video. And then we're playing 2 copies of the bt21 Geogreymon, all turns with any of your Marcus Damus is played. This Digimon may digivolve into a yellow Digimon card with Greymon in its name in the hand without paying the cost. It does kind of suck that it has to be a yellow Digimon, so you can't actually use this with the very old bt4 Greymon, not that you probably would, but it's just kind of like a weird stipulation that it has to be a yellow Greymon. 2k buff on the inherent, which is all very nice. You don't have to play this card. I was actually thinking of just dropping this completely and just bumping this Geogreymon to 4 for the more memory gain and more draw power. But I do like to have the scenarios where if this guy is just chilling on my field and Marcus gets hit in security, I can just jump into a Greymon if needed and just accelerate my plays and my board during my opponent's turn for free. Essentially, having a Greymon as an ace is pretty cool. Moving on into the Greymons here, as you can see, we're playing 3 copies of the bt13 one, which when digivolving you may play your Marcus from your hand, and all turns if when of your red or yellow tamers. So, is deleted. You can play Marcus Damon from your trash to the top of your security face down. The inherent is the same on the all turns. This card is great. The only reason I'm playing 3 copies of this is that I'm prioritizing the new Greymon, as you can see here. I kind of wanted to tech in a Greymon X Antibody for the additional plays that you can probably do, that you could do with like the new Greymon going to this first, promoting Marcus, and going to this, slapping down new Marcus, and you can get more further DP dilutions within your combo, which I'll again show you at the end of the video. But if you don't want to utilize that kind of like strategy or scenario, you can just drop the X Antibody complete and just play 1 more copy of the Greymon, bumping this to 4. But essentially, X Antibody is doing what this guy does, and you are going to get that inherent because you're popping this majority of the time. So if you Greymon, once you're getting the inherent from down here. So you're essentially getting the same value. You're just getting in different rays, but yeah, this is kind of like how I've laid out my Wisegreymons. So I'll quickly go over the exciting way. It's just when you may play a yellow or red tamer from your hand without paying the cost. Then if Wisegreymon or exciting ways and the evolution sources, one of your opponents gets minus 2000 DP for each yellow or red tamer you have in play. Your turn, for each tamer you have in play, he gains 1000 DP. So he could be a beefer on his own, but again, more tamer play, more board widening in terms of your back row. It's just all around a nice card to have. Going on to the new Wisegreymon, I think he's like just like the MVP in this deck, and I think MVP for Shinegreymon moving forward. So he have on play when digivolving for the turn. One of your Marcus Tamers is treated as a 3k DP Digimon that can't digivolve and gains Rush and Alliance, then one of your Digimon may attack. And then all turns, if one of your red alien Tamers is deleted, you pay Marcus from your trash to top of your security, face down, and again in the inherent as well. So this card really accelerates your actual potential plays. You're no longer like feeling like you're a step behind your opponent. In terms of your Marcus Tamers actually being able to attack, as now this Wisegreymon in combination with this Geogreymon can essentially get you additional checks very, very early in the game, and again, all of that will be shown at the end, as it kind of like dictates how I built this deck. I think this really, really does add power to the deck, and I'm really glad they got this kind of like tool in their utility belt. Moving on to the Megas now, with our Shinegreymons, we're only playing one of the level 6s in my opinion for my build, and that is just 4 copies of the bt21 Shinegreymon. For each of your yellow or red tamers when digivolving, you may have one of your opponent's Digimon, and all of their security get minus 3k DP, and your turn, all of your Marcus Tamers in play gain 3k DP and security tap +1. Which is very, very nice. You could play the new bt21 Shinegreymon, as he does have Raid natively and Security Tech Plus. It can really help with your aggressive plays, but for the way that I built Shinegreymon currently here, it's all about Marcus. It's not about Shine. I feel like the other build is moving a little bit away from Marcus in terms of like its Mega. As it doesn't actually need Marcus in order to function, in my personal opinion. But yeah, I do like the new Shinegreymon, but just kind of like how I built this deck here, I'm just prioritizing on the good old reliable Shinegreymon from bt12, just maxing out 4 copies. If I wanted to tech in the new Shinegreymon, I'd probably be taking him as a 1-up and drop this guy down to 3. So I can still see this guy primarily in most of my games, and then the F1, if it comes up, is great. Only 1 copy of the BT13 burst mode, as this is the good old reliable. You can burst mode it by just bouncing a Marcus from your field to your hand, so it evolves onto your Shinegreymon for free. But at the end of your turn, the top card of your evolution card does get removed, so essentially the burst mode does just go to the trash and you're back to being a Shinegreymon. When digivolving though, you get to play Marcus from your hand without paying the cost, and for the turn he gains Rush and is a 12k Digimon that can't digivolve. And then your turn, when any of your tamers become suspended, you trash your opponent's top security card. The reason I've only gone for 1 copy of this is because I've gone for 2 copies of the burst mode Ace here as your form of essential protection when your opponent starts being aggressive to you, when you've just been aggressive to them. As you can blast Digivolve into this for 0, and then when you do, on play when Digivolving, you get to play a tamer card from your hand without paying the cost, and then for each tamer you haven't played, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5,000 DP for the turn. And then when attacking, by suspending up to 2 of your yellow tamers, for each one this Digimon gains an additional security check. You're seeing the combo as this in combination with your big power push, you can get 6 checks in just a form of 2 turns, which is very, very strong, and I'll again show you at the end. Moving on to the options here, as we've just gone for a nice simple layout of just 2 offense trainings to search your red cards at the top 2 cards and then reduce your distribution by 2. 4 physical trainings for the same but for yellow, and then 2 yellow scramble to evolve into your yellow Digimon for 2. You could play red scramble if you wanted to, it's completely up to personal preference. as I feel like with scrambles you don't need to match your egg's color necessarily. Whereas trains, I feel like your trains should primarily match the color of your egg. As worst case scenario, you just flip an egg and just play a train to start your turn. So this can be red scrambles if you want to. It can be up to personal preference. It's just basically what kind of color you have and what picture you like. To last of the Marcus Tamers, is the Tamers, and I'm just playing 4 copies of the best one, BT12. You know, when this card becomes suspended, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a yellow Greymon in the hand without paying the cost, and he can promote himself for 1/1 memory as a 3K Digimon as long as you have an Agumon or Greymon in play. And then we have 2 of the mem setup from BT13. If your memory is 2 or less, set it to 3. On play, you may suspend this tamer. And when this tamer does become suspended, one of your opponent's Digimon gets -3 pounds DP for the turn. Then, if you have an Agumon or Greymon in play, you gain a memory. I'm not playing any of the new Marcus Tamers from BT12. He is okay, but in my personal opinion, in testing, he just never came up. I never needed him. The memory gain that he can give you if your opponent's Digimon in play is nice, but in my opinion isn't needed. And it just kind of always felt clunky in my hand. I always either wanted it to be a different Marcus or just a way to get into the actual Marcus I needed. So it probably would have been here at like 2 copies maybe, but I just literally just took around just 3 and 2 more trainings in the deck. As this deck is all just dual color and can just maximize on trainings to search everything in the deck, so you can actually get into the cards that you kind of need for your combo to work. But yeah, that's the build. I hope you all enjoyed it. As you can see here, there's a nice solid 50 cards. This is just kind of like how I feel like Shinegreymon, in my personal opinion, at least the beginning, is going to look like and how it's going to function. So moving into the combo here, unfortunately I can't have it all laid out for you in my usual videos, but the main combo here is that you just promote your Act 2 memory, you promote yourself from a rookie. It can be any of the rookies here, it literally doesn't matter, the rookie could even be a vanilla if you want. From 2 memory, you're just going to evolve into your Shinegreymon here from BT12, allowing you to play a Marcus Damon from your hand if you don't have one. So you can play your Marcus Damon from BT12 straight off the bat. For 3 memory, passing your opponent over to 3, you're going to evolve into the new bt21 Wise Greymon. This is going to allow your Marcus Damon to promote itself as a Digimon with 3k DP and Alliance and Rush, and then one of your Digimon may attack. From here, you're going to swing with your Marcus Damon from BT12 as a 3k Digimon. Lots of effects will now start triggering off here. So what you can do is, if you have any draw effects in your inheritables, you can start either drawing off the core one because your Digimon got suspended. You can draw off here from the Agumon because your Digimon got suspended. You can minus 2k DP one of your opponent's Digimon for your minus Greymon. All very good here. But you're mainly gonna proc your effect from Marcus Damon. This will allow you one of your Digimon to Digivolve into a yellow Digimon without paying the cost. So you're going to evolve your Wise Greymon here into Shinegreymon. Shinegreymon is going to give your opponents one of your opponents Digimon minus 3k DP and your security. Their security minus 3k DP at spare minimum. Here you're going to have just a single Marcus Damon. But now you're going to use the Alliance Marcus Damon to tap the Shinegreymon, giving yourself an additional 12k DP, putting you up to an 18k Digimon with your opponent's security minus 3. This is going to do 3 checks of security as you had the Alliance suspension from before. And your Shinegreymon was giving all your Marcus Damons an additional security check. So that's 3 checks at your opponent's security at probably even as fast as turn 2. This is very, very powerful. It did require you to have this in your hand, this in your hand, this in your hand, and this in your hand. But with all the searching that you have in the deck, and many ways to get into those cards, and including like a free mulligan, you've got 3 draws here off your possible inheritance. It's probably not exactly too hard to get into that. But yeah, so you've done 3 checks, your opponent's at 3 memory, that's probably like even as much as a mem setter there, so you're not even giving them a stupid amount of memory, and that's it, turn it over for you. Your opponent now probably is going to, oh god, I just lost 3 security here, let's get some aggressive checks in here, let's try and get further into the game on my side. Well, cool, we're just now going to burst mode into the burst mode ace here, who's going to now play us a new tamer for free, and minus 5k for each tamer that we have in play. So let's just say we're going to slap down one of the mem setters here. Like optimal play, we're just going to slap down a mem setter. So that's going to be minus 10k opponent security to one of their Digimon, essentially just like nuking them as long as they're not level 6. So that's going to pass over. They can't probably do much from there, just going to pass over. We now have a mem set, and we now have a Marcus Damon, and we have a burst mode on the field. Coming to our turn, going to draw for turn. It's just going to do like nothing else matters. We're going to set our memory to 3. Even if we didn't have a mem setter, we're going to go to at least 1 memory anyway, because that's just how the way the game Digimon works. So for 1 memory, it's going to promo our Marcus Damon from bt21 that we played earlier, and now we're going to just start going to do more attacks. So we're going to swing with our burst mode ace here. So we're going to tap one of our tamers. It can be so we're going to tap the other tamer that hasn't promoted. So we're going to tap the non-bt12 Marcus Damon that we haven't played, that we didn't pay 1 memory to promote. I'm giving him 1 additional security check at 15k DP. So that's 2 checks. So that's 5 checks, all done in 2 turns. And then finally, Marcus Damon goes for the final swing for game. That's essentially how the combo works. Unfortunately, I do apologize I couldn't show it to you. I don't have any simulations. I don't usually play online for Digimon, so I do hope that me just at least pointing to the cards and fully explain what they do essentially shows you how the combo works. I'm doing 6 checks within 2 turns, and that's essentially how I built the deck to do. I try to build the deck to go with that combo as much as I possibly can, utilizing the bare essential cards I need for Shinegreymon to work, and trying to maximize my potential on seeing the combo pieces that I need. If I don't see the combo pieces I need, I can at least still play Shinegreymon in the way they kind of like intends to play, and just doing as much as I possibly can. So guys, hope you enjoy this in-depth profile for bt21 Shinegreymon. I do hope this gives you ideas on how to build your Shinegreymon list. There's many different ways to build Shinegreymon. As I said before, you can play the new one from bt21. I personally not. But yeah, as you can see, it's still a very nice card. It's just, not essentially how I've wanted the card to be in the deck. There's many different cards that you can potentially use. Like if you really want to go more control, you can go with Room mode. And I do think there is potential for the Awakening of the Sun, getting you an additional 3 Marcus Damon, and essentially giving you protection by just essentially digivolving. You get more further effects from there. But yeah, as you see, there's many different ways you can build Shinegreymon. I haven't put in this deck, but yeah, this is just one way on how I've chosen to build it. So, as always guys, hope you enjoy this. Leave your comments down below how you're building your Shinegreymon list. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you all enjoy your pre-releases for bt21. And stay tuned to the channel, because there's going to be lots of Digimon content post bt21, and including the 20 and 21 starter dates for Adventure. Like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, as always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.